Hello everyone, this is Steve with the Free Bullion Investment Guide. Today is June 29th and I'm doing a review and outlook price analysis video for silver. This is silver's 4-hour chart, and in review of last week's video I had shown you this large rising expanding wedge. It is a negative pattern and the price of silver did confirm it last week. It basically moved the way it did because it was really in oversold territory. I wasn't really quite sure last week of what silver was going to do, simply because we had the strong move upwards, and with all the uncertainties in the market, we really didn't know how it was going to move, but it had gotten into oversold territory in both the RSI and the MACD, and clearly some profit takers came in and it consolidated in price. It stayed well above, well, pretty good above 1515 support level, and I also believe traders traded it sideways mostly because they wanted to see what was going to happen with the uncertainties with the trade deal with China. Were we going to get back to talks? What was going to happen when Trump met with the president of China? And it seems that things have turned out pretty well, because right now we're not going to impose new tariffs, and in this article it also states that China is going to also start to order more of our goods, which should help our deficit, and that's what that article states, and I will post a link to it in the description below. So this pattern is now confirmed as the price of silver dropped to the downside. I have found a new pattern that is actually positive for the price of silver, even though in my point of view, the positives with the trade deal could be a negative for silver, simply because it takes out of the market an uncertainty that the markets weren't sure about. What's going to happen with the U.S. economy as long as this trade deal continues to drag on. Now, we don't have a deal, but we are coming back to talks and things are looking a little brighter. So that should outweigh that uncertainty, as well as it should take away the factor of the Fed possibly lowering rates, simply because the market should do better next week with the positive news coming out of the G20. The other issue is Iran, and we recently sent over more fighter planes over. Well, pilots went with them, but still, fighter planes over to the Gulf with the tensions. So that should continue to hold up the price of silver, but we'll really have to see what happens in the news next week. But this is a positive pattern for the price of silver. It is expected to break above it. And actually, it looks like in the RSI is basically in around the neutral area, but the MACD has gotten into oversold territory and it should pop up. So we may see the price of silver pop up and break the 1535 level again, as it did before. Right now it still stands as resistance. It did try to do it back here early on Friday, but it wasn't able to break it, and so it had, even though the price of silver broke up above it and basically traded all over it, it does stand as a resistance level, and so it should break the 1535 level if the price of silver moves up, breaking and confirming this falling wedge pattern. So that's it for this week. I wish you all a happy and safe 4th of July. Take care and God bless.